cats didn't change. We did. And that single shift in how we live with cats is the reason your cat behaves differently than the cats your parents had. Science has now documented what people have felt for decades. Something fundamental broke between humans and cats. And most owners have no idea it happened. Here's exactly what changed, and why it matters more than you think. 1. The 80s cat had something yours doesn't. Think about the cats you knew as a child. They came and went as they pleased. They disappeared for hours. They came back on their own terms. They hunted. They explored. They had a territory that was entirely theirs. That wasn't just freedom, that was psychological health. Research published in Applied Animal Behavior Science is clear. Outdoor cats spend the majority of their active hours hunting and exploring territory. These aren't optional behaviors. They are the core behavioral needs of the species. When those needs are met, the cat is calm, confident, trusting. When they are not met, something shifts. And that shift is exactly what we're seeing in modern cats. Since the 1980s, the number of indoor-only cats in the USA has grown dramatically. Today, the majority of pet cats in America never set foot outside. They live in apartments, in condos, in homes with no cat flap. Their entire world is four walls. And the behavioral consequences of that, research is only beginning to fully understand. Indoor-only cats show more stress, but most owners never see it. Here's what most people believe about indoor cats. They're safe, they're protected, they're happier. The research says something different. A study published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior found that cats with access to outdoor spaces showed significantly fewer signs of stress and anxiety than indoor-only cats. Cortisol levels, the biological marker of stress, were measurably lower in cats that could go outside. Another study published in the Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery found that outdoor access specifically reduced urine marking, excessive grooming, and aggression toward owners. Let that sink in. The behaviors that make modern cats seem distant, difficult, or unpredictable are linked directly to confinement. Not to the cat's personality, not to the breed, not to bad luck, to the life we built for them. And here's the consequence that most owners never connect to the source. A cat under chronic low-level stress does not bond the same way. It does not approach the same way. It does not trust the same way. The cat isn't cold, it's overwhelmed, and it has been for its entire life. Subscribe if this is making you see your cat differently. This is the kind of science most owners never hear. Something else changed in the 80s, and nobody talks about it. It wasn't just outdoor access that made the relationship different. It was time. Unstructured, unscheduled, unpressured time. In the 1980s, most households had one person at home for significant parts of the day. A parent, a grandparent, someone retired, someone working part-time. The cat had consistent human presence. Not intense, not demanding. Just present. Research from Frontiers in Veterinary Science, conducted by Dr. Dennis Turner over 35 years of cat-human interaction studies, found something that challenges everything we assume about cats. The quality of the relationship between a cat and its owner is directly tied to compliance with the cat's interactional wishes. In simple terms, the cats that trusted most were the cats whose owners followed the cat's lead. And here's where the modern lifestyle fails completely. Today's owners are busy, distracted, on their phones, working from home but not actually present. They interact with their cats in bursts, intense, forced, then nothing for hours. That pattern, unpredictable, intense, then absent, is one of the primary drivers of stress in cats. According to research published in PMC, unpredictability itself is a stressor for domestic cats. Cats need to know what to expect from their environment, from their person. The 80s cat knew. The modern cat often doesn't. We changed how we touch them, and it broke something. This one is uncomfortable, but it's backed by research. Modern cat owners touch their cats too much, and in all the wrong ways. Research from the University of Lincoln identified the spots on a cat's body that produce the lowest stress responses. The cheeks, the base of the ears, under the chin. These are the areas cats groom each other, areas associated with trust and bonding. But owners consistently focus on the back, the belly, the base of the tail. areas that spike stress hormones almost immediately in most cats. The 80s cat got touched less, but better. Modern cats get touched constantly, but wrong. And the result is a cat that has learned to associate human hands with overstimulation, with the loss of control, with unpredictability. That cat doesn't bite because it's aggressive. It bites because it has spent years trying to communicate a boundary that no one has ever heard. And if you think that doesn't affect the depth of the bond, think again. A cat that cannot trust your hands cannot fully trust you. The cats that trust most today share one thing. It's not the breed. Here's what the research actually shows about cat trust. It's not about the cat. It's about the owner. A 2021 study published in Frontiers in Veterinary Science found that the single strongest predictor of a trusting cat-human relationship is this: how much the owner lets the cat initiate contact. Not how much the owner initiates, how much the cat does. Owners who wait, who present themselves and let the cat decide, consistently reported calmer, more affectionate, more trusting cats. Owners who reached, grabbed, picked up, reported the opposite. The 80s cat chose its humans constantly because its humans let it. The modern cat is often chosen by its human, whether it wants to be or not. That distinction, who initiates, is the entire difference between a cat that trusts and a cat that tolerates. And here's the uncomfortable consequence. If your cat spends most of its time avoiding you, it isn't cold, it isn't broken. It hasn't decided it doesn't like you. It has simply learned that choosing you leads to losing control. And it stopped choosing. You can rebuild what was lost, starting today. Here's what the research points to consistently. The gap between an 80s cat and a modern cat isn't genetic. It isn't permanent. It's behavioral. And behavior can change. 3 things built the 80s cat's trust. And 3 things are breaking modern cats' trust. What built it? Outdoor access or rich indoor environments that met hunting needs. Predictable, consistent daily presence. Not intense, just reliable. Interactions that followed the cat's lead. What's breaking it? Full confinement in barren spaces. Unpredictable bursts of intense human attention followed by long absences. Owners who initiate all contact and don't read the signals to stop. The fix doesn't require a garden, it requires understanding. Give your cat vertical space. Shelves, perches, places to observe from above. Give it foraging. Food hidden, earned, discovered. Not placed in a bowl. Give it the power to choose. Walk into the room, sit down, wait. Let it come to you. Because the 80s cat that trusted so completely wasn't a different animal. It was the same animal, living in a world that still made sense to it. And you can give that world back. Cats didn't change, we did. And the good news, we can change again. Subscribe and leave a comment below. Does your cat come to you on its own terms, or mostly when you go to it? Because the next video is about something your cat does every day that most owners completely misread. A behavior so common it's invisible, but according to behavioral science, it's the clearest window into exactly how your cat feels about you right now.